तड़का मार के रेडियो गरम मसाला.
Hi, welcome to Radio Garam Masala. Today I have with me Lily Chen, who is a councillor for the city of Perth for more than 5 years and is a Liberal candidate for the seat of Mirrabooka. She has been a lawyer for over 10 years and has been giving pro bono legal advice to the residents in the community whilst understanding the challenges they face. Lily believes that to create a harmonious society, you need to look after your seniors and younger ones. So her focus is on creating jobs for working age persons, education for the young generation, and healthcare for all. Welcome to Radio Garam Masala, Lily.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
From lawyer to politics, is it two similar fields or what's different about it?
There are similarities and also they are different. And the similarity is all to serve people. And at law, you serve individual clients. And then at politics, you serve the community or communities. So I think it is probably a wider platform for me to do more because I believe I have a lot of things to offer. And so that's why I would love to. I always tell people I wanted to be used by the community whole my life. I would like to be used by others. Right. And that means I would love to serve more people.
Wonderful. It's great to know that there's somebody they can reach out to. Now, which areas do you are in your, like which suburbs are in your area that you're going to be in Mirrabooka?
Oh, okay. The Mirrabooka probably we can see 7 areas. And Mirrabooka, of course, and is 1. Bauga, 2. Westminster, 3. St. Andrews in Dunella, number 4. And then Kundula, number 5. Alexander Heights is number 6. And North Balajura is the number 7. These are 7 areas of residents. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a big area that you cover. Wow.
It's quite big. And, I find those areas of people, a lot of them, I'm sharing the similar values. And, we have a similar experience. And so that's why I determined to serve them.
Wow. For the residents of these areas, and what is it you'll do for your electorate?
Yes, currently in the current economic downturn, and the most important, number one problem is unemployment. In particular in Bauga and the Westminster Mirrabooka area. And I already talked to the City of Stirling, and then I'm going to work with them together closely to create programs, very innovative programs that certainly can reduce the unemployment rate.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. I mean, it's going to help. Will it help people who are finding it hard to find jobs because of the age as well, or because of experience?
I think it is what you need to do. For example, some young people, they're not qualified enough and they don't have enough experience. They can continue in the economic downturn. They cannot immediately find jobs because the skills are not enough. Yes. They can continue to do the training. A lot of training programs are funded by the state government and some of them by the federal government. So they need to take advantages for that. And then for people who lost the job, they got plenty of experience, but they may not be able to find the jobs in their qualified, skilled area. What they can do, they probably can upskill themselves upskill, this is one, or retraining. For example, if I'm very good, in mining industry, but now we don't have a job there, but I'm also can do some jobs in construction area because of the Perth Stadium and also the railway and, the telecommunication, worship building, welding, and those kind of jobs. And, because that's the area jobs is the future and now and next year. So what we needed to do is, okay, I have some experience, but not specialized in those areas. Then I can go to do the training course, and then I enable myself to find a job. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah.
So these courses, they're funded as well?
Yes. If you're Australian citizen or Australian permanent residents, you are entitled to.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. I've seen your support. Your support is brilliant. I've known you for a while, and you're absolutely great. We're coming to you for advice and everything. You support all different communities like African, Vietnamese, Indian, Arabic, Chinese, and many, many more.
Yeah.
Do you feel these ethnic minorities find it difficult to be represented and to get their voice heard?
Of course, because, for example, the earlier migrants like Italian community and the Greek community, they have their own representatives in state parliament, but not the ones you just mentioned. Them because they are latest migrants and refugees. So they still, first things for them is to settling down. That starting and settling down probably need 20 years. And then or less is 10 years before they consider to go into politics. So I think it is time now for or you mentioned, the Arabics, the Africans, the Indians, and the Chinese, the Vietnamese, or the after the Italians and the Greeks, they needed to consider to go into politics, representing that part of the community, and then to have their voice heard. So I think the very important the representation of the ethnic communities. Yeah.
And you're there for them to come to you as well. I mean, it's great that you are passionate about helping all these different communities. Why do you want to do that? What is it that makes you do what you do?
Okay, good question. And that's what I earlier did mention. I wanted to be used and I wanted to be helpful to others. So regardless of the color, the religion, where you come from. And then I think of myself, basically, for so many years in Australia, the one things, when I talk to people, I never think about this person's color, this person's background, this person's religion. Because I talk to you, to your mind, to your brain, to you as a human being, rather than say, oh, where you come from. Yeah. Sometimes, for example, Africans, because of their color, skin color very obvious, you would immediately realize those people may be from Africa. But when you talk, once I started the conversation, I never ever thought about the color things. Is immediately feel this person whether what is his or her personality, what he or her interested in or she is interested in, and then we started the conversation. Yesterday I have a morning, and the African gentleman afternoon has another one. Even not only in Mirrabooka office, in the city office. They also came to me asking for different kind of advice, not only immigration or refugee, and also the general law problems and issues. So I always very happy to offer them advice because I feel I am useful for others. And even you don't charge, but you still feel happy. Yeah. And because someone else's life getting better. Yeah. And then I'm not this kind of person is said, okay, I'm better, that's good enough. Yeah. And my family is better, that's good enough. Because if you need to help others, we can grow together. Yes. This is my goal. We grew together as migrants and refugees in this country, and we needed to adopt the way of Australian life, and then at the same time we can keep our beautiful food, tasty food, beautiful clothes, and then colorful culture and tradition, arts, and those things. Basically, you keep the best things. And that's why Australia becomes so rich in terms of the culture. I realized that this year, your community has done so many good things for, Western Australia. And the new Consul General, I find he's an amazing guy. And then so many things he brought in, and we never experienced it before. And then we find, of course, China and India, we always very close, because when I was young, and at that time, American movies were not allowed to come in. We're only watching Indian movies. And then really I love those, movie stars, girls, boys, all handsome and beautiful. And then we grew up with the Indian movies. Yeah, the dance and of course now new generation are different. They have more choices. But when I was young, I grew up with the Indian movies. And I just fall in love with all the Indian stars. And I said, look, my goodness, those people so handsome, so beautiful. And we sometimes feel less confident. And oh my goodness, they're too beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely nowadays.
And also, you see, most of them are natural. It's not like other movie stars, they doing some cosmetic things. They are just born beautiful. Yeah.
True. You mentioned that you help all these different communities. What kind of problems can you help them with, and do they come to you with? I mean, you've got obviously, like you said, the immigration or the jobs or whatever. But what else can they come to you with?
Oh, okay. So a lot of them, of course, because we specialized in the immigration law, refugee law. We do recent years. It's not as good as in immigration law, but we're also doing family law, and then also business and property settlements and deceased estates, including wills. So a lot of new migrants, they don't understand, and when you have assets. And regardless you're young or old, you need to take care of your assets. And then don't leave liabilities to your loved ones if anything happened to you. So we have to explain to them. And then sometimes, like in family law, people, they divorce, they just think, oh, if you don't give me something, I take you to the court. Yes. But for us, we disencourage people to go to court. And we tell them, look, if you really cannot stay together and then you want to separate, why you should give your guys money to me, okay? Because lawyers, we charge them. It's not always pro bono, depending on your financial circumstances. And then we say, look, why you don't do the financial agreements? That is financial agreements now, the court recognized. And then you, prior to marriage, during marriage, after separation or divorce, the property settlements always you can do is by agreement, okay? Rather than you go to court. Those things, this is general law issues. Some people said, look, because we got a culture different from Australian culture, that is very interesting in wills. People said, no, I don't want to draft the will. I don't want to, if I draft the will means I'm going to die. So they don't want to do it. Yeah. So I said to them, look, I don't want myself to die, but you just be responsible because you are parents. Okay, you got the children. You be responsible to the assets you have, okay, and responsible for your children and also for yourself, because you don't want to leave trouble for the children. So this is what we explain to them, and of course these digest process. You have to digest the ideas of why we should do this, why we should do that, why we should not go to court, fight, and why we should buy agreements with everything. I said, look, this is, when you go to court, you lose money. Yes. You already don't have enough money. Why you want to lose it? So sometimes the more interesting, I think myself looks like a relationship counselor. And why? I tell you, one young couple with a very young baby child, they wanted to divorce, and then they came to see me twice. Then under my persuasion, under my, how to say, not under, when I talk to them, discuss with them, advise them, and finally they reconciled. They said we don't divorce anymore. We go home, and then my staff laugh at me, said, "Oh, you can earn money, and then you put them together, and then you lose clients."
But you're a human being.
I know, yeah. I think they're the one more important than the money. And also, it's natural when you did good things for people. And these couples, certainly, when they got other issues or not issues, something they need a legal assistance, they definitely will come back to us.
Yes.
So I don't think we needed to think about long term. Not only like now you are useful to me or not. This is probably is really short-sighted. Yeah.
I think what comes across is you want to be like a genuine human being rather than just worry about your business, worry about making money.
Yes.
You want to give, like you said, you want people to use you. So
Use me. And I wanted to be helpful and useful. And people said, "Oh, you just know how to use me." And sometimes you think about this is a negative thinking. You think of positive ones, it means you can be used.
Yes.
You can be used, it means you got something to offer. You got the ability to help. So always thinking about the positive one.
Well done, and that's what I like. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way they can get in touch with you?
Okay, they can email me at lily@lcaa.net.au, and they probably this is the best way, or text me. Sometimes now too busy, and when people ring me, I don't have time to pick up or talk long. And also, when you talk a whole day, later afternoon when people talk to you, you got no energy to continue to talk. So sometimes people can text me when they want to find me, and then is 0412 358 652.
Wonderful. We will put your details on after the interview as well. Is there any message you want to give to our listeners?
I grew up with the Indian movies, and I love Indian people, regardless you are old or young or middle age, just like my age, I really do from bottom of my heart. You know, I love Indians, and I'm very happy to be mixed with them. And then it's not for short term, like because the election coming, but I wanted to have a long term and a lifetime friendship. Not only with both of you, with more. Yes. And then if anyone needs me and I can be useful, helpful, please contact me. And then it is my great pleasure if I can be helpful.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for coming to speak to Radio Garam Masala. And all of you out there, if you are in Lily's electorate, please make sure you vote for her and get your voice heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me here and took time to talk to me.
Anytime. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.